So I'm Eliza, and this is Hannah, which I already said, and we're here with Teen Books.
Hooray! Okay, so what we have here is Sawkill Girls by Claire Legrand. She's a New York Times bestselling author with quite a nice cover.
That is cover. Nice is not the word I would use. I would say like incredibly intense and a little scary.
It is, but the design of it is amazing.
And it's like a more artistic, illustrated cover, I think,
yes.
versus like a picture, a photo cover.
Yes, but it is supposed to be disturbing because beware of the woods and the dark, dank deep. He'll follow you home and he won't let you sleep. This is a book I can't read. I've already figured this out. So, who are the Sawkill Girls? And so Marion is a new girl, awkward and weighed down by tragedy and hungry for love. And Zoe is a pariah. She's luckless and lonely, hurting and hiding it. And then Val is the queen bee. So it sounds like kind of a social network.
Maybe a little bit like Megan Abbott, like this sort of intense girl stuff.
Right.
But, you know, sometimes in the winter when it's cold and you're all snug in your house, it's nice to be scared.
But it does say monsters and ravenous evil. I don't know. This is exciting.
This is kind of an epic love story. That's such a good title, and I like the picture of them just sort of on the couch. And this is about a guy named Nate, who's already as a teenager. He doesn't believe in happy endings anymore, and so he tries to play it safe. And then something, his ex-girlfriend, something best friend, and then he meets his childhood best friend, Oliver. So it sounds like maybe there's like a romantic thing with a girl and then a romantic thing with a guy, and then maybe he has to decide that he's actually going to pursue happily ever after.
Here we have The Light Between Worlds by Laura Weymouth. And this one is really beautiful too, and kind of creepy. Creepy and beautiful, that's what we're going for today. 6 years ago, Evelyn and Philippa Hapwell cowered from airstrikes in a London bomb shelter.
Ooh.
But that night took a turn when the sisters were swept away to a strange and beautiful kingdom called the Woodlands. I thought it was a historical novel, but no.
But it's like historical mixed with fantasy. I'm on board so far.
Yeah, definitely. Where they lived for years in a forest straight out of myth and legend. When they finally returned to London, no time had passed and nothing had changed except themselves.
That's like Narnia.
Yeah, and now one of them is desperate to go back and one wants to stay, and then one of the girls goes missing. So kind of a mystery. It's a good combination of genres, actually.
Do you know what that reminds me of? Is the Heart is a Lonely Doorway. Did you read that? I think you would really like that. It's a novella by Chanel. I can't remember the author's name, but I feel like I can picture it in my head. But in that, it's about kids who go. It's a special home for kids who have been to magical lands and then come back, and a lot of it is about their emotions about like that experience.
Interesting. No, I haven't read it. That sounds good.
I would peg it as a Hannah book. Nice. What If It's Us by Adam Silvera and Becky Albertalli, and they are both famous authors. She wrote Simon and the Homo Sapiens Agenda, which was made into the movie Love, Simon, and then Adam Silvera wrote They Both Die at the End. And this is also a romance, it looks like, between two young men. And what's interesting is I think they're teenagers because it's teen books, but it sounds like they're living on their own in New York. So maybe it's like a little more on the older side.
I've read a few books like that where they're like at a special summer camp, you know, in the around that age time, and in New York City on their own. Yeah.
They meet cute at the post office.
They meet cute. Ooh, okay. The Brilliant Death. Dun, dun, dun. And this one is Amy Rose Capetta, and it's full of old magic, new love, and dark delight. So, a daughter born between loyalty to her family...
Torn. Daughter torn.
Okay. This is why I don't do this all the time, right? A daughter torn between loyalty to her family and owning her power. A debonair orphan with a gift for shape-shifting. A lush, sweeping, gender-bending, and endlessly surprising love story.
I like gender bending. We're into gender bending.
Yeah, definitely. This sounds good.
Yeah.
So it sounds a little, it sounds like a fantasy. We have a nice map here. So this looks really good. Gender bending, yes.
Empress of All Seasons by Emiko Jean. Whoa, okay. So, each generation a competition is held. That's good. I feel like that's always a good solid premise. A competition to find the next Empress. And the rules are simple. You have to survive the palace's enchanted seasonal rooms, conquer winter, spring, summer, and fall, and then you marry the prince. And then of course she's actually, the main character is actually a yokai who can transform into a terrifying monster. So she wants to compete, but if her secret is discovered, she's in deep trouble.
A lot of subplots going on
Yeah, a lot
there.
of twists. Even like when there's so many twists just on the inner cover, you know that there's going to be a lot in the actual book.
Definitely. I'm excited for this book. This is Marie Lu, Wildcard. She is known for having written, I just had it and now I forgot, Warcraft.
Yes, Warcross.
Warcraft is the computer game. And it's time for a rematch, this one says. So Emiko Chen barely made it out of the Warcross championships alive. And now that she knows the truth behind Hideo's new Neuralink algorithm, she can no longer trust the one person she's always looked up to, who once she thought was on her side. So her journey continues.
Yellow. This is such a yellow book. Books aren't usually this yellow. So this is called Pulp, and it is two queer teens 60 years apart. Okay, this is all coming back to me. I read about this. And so I think it's about a woman who discovers sort of some pulp lesbian novels from the 1950s, and then it goes back and it actually talks, I think, about the author of the novels. Yeah. Another sort of like different premise, but really intriguing.
Yeah, and playing with time a little bit.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun. Yeah. All right. Seafire, Sisterhood is Survival by Natalie Parker. I like the cover on this one too. This looks very fantasy. Let's see if I'm right. Ooh, it's the first in a trilogy, and it recalls the undeniable feminine power of Wonder Woman and the powder keg action of Mad Max Fury Road. Wow. Seafire follows the captain of an all-female ship intent on taking down a vicious warlord's powerful fleet. So after her family is killed, she's coming back for revenge. Interesting. Caledonia.
It's interesting how they're using a lot of movies now to sell teen books.
Yes.
I mean, it makes sense. I'm not criticizing. I'm observing. Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Ngan. And even though this says James Patterson Presents, I think it's like part of his whole thing, but it's not actually co-written by him. It's written by her. And so it's about a woman, it's something called the paper cast. And then her eye gets... The king catches her eye, and then she becomes one of his concubines, and then she, I think, falls in love with one of the other concubines or a guard or something. Based on the reviews, this is definitely for older teens, like lots of sex. So,
good to know.
Yeah, but they need to read too, right?
Totally.
And grown-ups.
Ooh, and here's the one that I've had multiple teens waiting for. But the real question I have, is it arch enemies or arch enemies?
Isn't it arch enemies? Isn't it always arch enemies?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
This is my brain. Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer. This is the second in a series. The first one was Renegades, which I will tell you is awesome, and I've recommended it to many, many people with positive success.
I feel so behind and left out that I'm not reading this series. I should get on it. Yeah.
So,
plus the cover is really great with the whole I don't know.
Yeah. And the first one is a superhero story, but I felt like the characters were really nicely developed. They're not in any universe. It's kind of its own thing, and that continues in this book. So I'm really excited for that one.
And we're done. All the teen books ready to be on the shelf.
Yes. Thanks.
Bye.